Welcome to National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Coming up, Caribbean hotels raise over $50,000 for Dominica's recovery. 2-week Black Sigatoka Management workshop concludes, and today, December 3rd, is International Day for Persons with Disabilities. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Introducing the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app, available for download from the Google Play Store, One Mobile Market, and the Government of Dominica's website. Access to all ministries and sub-departments' phone, email and office addresses and websites. Simply select a ministry and the sub-department. You can dial directly from the app or save the numbers to your phone contacts. It's convenience at your fingertips.
Is my passport ready for pickup? Good. It really works.
Download the Government of Dominica Internal Directory mobile app today.
Thanks for staying with us. Farmers are expecting to realize a boost in banana and plantain production after concluding a rigorous training in Black Sigatoka Management. The training workshop, which ran from November 25th to December 3rd, was conducted by the Caribbean Agriculture Research and Development Institute, CARDI. Farmers, agriculture extension officers, and Black Sigatoka disease monitoring officers were brought together to build capacity in managing the disease. The training was held under a Caribbean Development Bank funded project which is being implemented in Guyana, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and Dominica.
This project really came about because the permanent secretaries, the governments of these islands and country came and said that they needed assistance, they needed some research work done. And part of that research work and development work is why we are in Dominica doing a training. We have selected a very good expert in Dr. Power from Suriname, who has a lot of experience not only as a plant pathologist but also a manager of bananas. And right now he advises the president in Suriname on agricultural issues. So he has a very good understanding of the importance of industry, agricultural industry, to the development of countries.
The training focused on the importance of utilizing an integrated approach towards Black Sigatoka management. Jones spoke of the importance of fertilization and having a good plant population.
Also, we are looking at the disease most importantly. Why is the disease developing more in the rainy season than in the dry season? How to manage your leaves, how to manage your pruning, the importance of pruning, the importance of start getting the inoculum level of the disease as low as possible, which we call the X0. That means removing all the abandoned fields, removing all your dead and dying leaves, and also bringing the importance that only stage 1 and stage 2 can be sprayed and controlled by a fungicide. Other than that, you're just wasting your money and polluting the environment. So your stage 4s, 5s, and 6s need to be pruned off your plant, because by removing that inoculum level in the field, you'll find subsequently, as the months pass, you'll be removing less and less leaves, and your plants will be stronger and stronger because you're fertilizing them, and therefore they're shooting leaves.
Agricultural engineer Dr. Robert Power, who has 15 years of experience in banana management and export in Suriname, facilitated the training.
The regime is there. We used to spray, and if you used to spray, you used to do your cultural practices on time, fertilizing and de-leafing, and I think that's not a problem. What is the big difference with the islands is that Suriname has one big company, and here we have many small farmers who maybe are not aware of what they are dealing with. The disease needs discipline. The disease needs control, needs that you come and feed the mother plant, the host, very well, and then do what you have to do.
He thinks Dominican farmers have to adopt new cultural practices on the farm to be able to combat the disease. Extension officer and participant of the training, Franklin McGlure, believes that the training has equipped stakeholders to improve production in the industry.
The workshop is very imperative, very important, and there were a lot of lessons learned. And we hope after these 2 weeks we can able to go back to the drawing board and put the whole management program into proper perspective and see where we go from there.
In more news, Dominica joined other countries across the globe in the observance of International Day of Persons with Disabilities, a day to promote action and raise awareness about disability issues and to draw attention to the benefits of an inclusive and accessible society for all. The theme for this year's observation is Inclusion Matters, Access and Empowerment for People of All Abilities. In an exclusive interview with the GIS News, President of the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, Nathalie Murphy, remarked that the organization has accomplished much since it was established 32 years ago.
For the past 32 years, we continue to be the voice for persons with disabilities in Dominica. We can speak of a lot of progress, a lot of positive results that we have achieved, and we have accomplished much over the years. Empowering persons with disabilities has been one of our major focus, and as our theme says, empowerment of people of all abilities, and empowerment in terms of having persons with disabilities take control of their lives, participate in activities, be integrated in the society, having them go to school, acquire an education, try to seek employment for them. So we have done that. We have also addressed the issue of access to the physical environment, and we can see, efforts being made for the physical environment to be more disability friendly.
For this year's observance, the organization will be highlighting persons with physical disabilities.
Today we have a program specifically targeting persons with physical disabilities. It is the culmination of a project that was undertaken over the past 10 days with our counterparts from France, Keep Walking Association, where we were building prostheses for persons who have amputated legs. And during that process, during that period, they built 4 prostheses, and they repaired one for a gentleman who already had a leg, and also built a kind of a temporary prosthesis for a fifth, for another gentleman.
Murphy commended all supporters and benefactors of the organization who play a large role in keeping the DAPD afloat.
We have been able to survive based on the support, monetary and otherwise, that we have received from a number of agencies, both here in Dominica and regionally, and even on the international level. We have been able to attract funds from governments like the Japanese government, the British High Commission, the Canadian Fund for Local Initiative, for UNESCO, for various projects that we have undertaken. We have managed to acquire resources from these institutions. We have a number of corporate citizens in Dominica as well who continue to support us annually, and this afternoon we will be receiving one such donation from the Bank of Nova Scotia. They will be making a presentation to us as part of the program as well, and private citizens too who continue to make a contribution to our organization's development. So we have come a long way. We have done the advocacy, we have put our case forward, we have brought the issues to the front, and we continue to make progress to ensure that life is made easier for people with disabilities in Dominica.
The president of the DAPD had this message to both the general public and persons with disabilities.
A person with a disability is a human being first, and then the disability comes second, comes after. So whatever they are experiencing out there, if there's someone who has acquired a disability in recent times and they feel life is not worth living. I want to tell him that there is a life after disability. When there is a life, there is hope, and then you can continue to function independently. We are here for you to provide the necessary support, the necessary services, the necessary assistance. Once we are able to acquire it, we'll do our utmost to ensure that you don't wither away and live a lonely life, and that we can continue to be part of our island's development and live normally.
As part of activities marking this year's observance of International Day of Persons with Disabilities, the DAPD will launch a book on Miss Murphy entitled Treasure in Our Midst, and the social will be hosted on the 18th of December for residents. Meantime, His Excellency the President of Dominica, Charles A. Savre, addressed the nation today on the observance of International Day of Persons with Disabilities. His Excellency President Savre stated that the idea of inclusion can go a long way in empowering those who have disabilities.
By promoting empowerment, real opportunities for all people are created. This embraces their own capacities and supports them in setting their own priorities. Empowerment involves investing in people, that is, in jobs, health, nutrition, education, and social protection. When people are empowered, they are better prepared to take advantage of opportunities. They become agents of change and can more readily embrace their civic responsibilities.
The island's head of state urged private sector organizations to play their part and engage persons with disabilities on the observance of this day.
The right to participate in public life is essential to create stable democracies, active citizenship, and reduce inequalities in society. These points and issues are constantly articulated by the disability movement and other international bodies the world over. But lack of progress in eliminating these barriers to persons with disabilities enjoying their full human rights still remains. This year, governments, UN agencies, civil society organizations, academic institutions, and the private sector are encouraged to partner with organizations of persons with disabilities to arrange events and activities to commemorate the day.
President Savre notes that although this year's observance falls at a time where Dominica is recovering from Tropical Storm Erica, the importance of the observance is still recognized.
This year, the International Day for Persons with Disabilities is being observed at a time when our island is recovering from the unprecedented destruction, devastation, and damaging effects of Tropical Storm Erica, a disaster that has affected many persons with disabilities. DAPD's observance of the day is designed to address the issues of the importance of access and empowerment on matters pertaining to disaster risk management for persons with disability and provide some social relief to all persons, more particularly persons with disabilities.
In more news, thanks to benefactors from the diaspora, over 50 persons from areas affected by Tropical Storm Erica will benefit from a donation of $13,000. The funds were distributed on Thursday in the form of $100 vouchers.
I just want to say that I wish that we have many Dominicans. I know Dominicans in the diaspora have been assisting as a result of the effects caused by Tropical Storm Erica. But I still wish that many more Dominicans will come forward and do the kind of generosity works that this lady, a returnee Dominican, is doing.
Organizer Flavia Paulius hopes that the funds raised will be of assistance to those affected by the storm.
On behalf of my friends, myself, and my families in Seattle, Vancouver, Canada, Dallas, Texas, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Friends of Jamaica in Seattle, a club which I belong to, who was very generous to helping us, and friends in Dominica. A sum of 13,000 EC dollars was collected and was raised. It gives me great pleasure to present you with these vouchers generated by the kindness and concern for you and your families as a result of the loss you suffered during the tropical storm Erica. Though your needs are many, we hope that you will accept this gift as a token of love and care from all of us.
The Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association and the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association have spearheaded an initiative called Caribbean Hotels Unite for Dominica and raised $51,785,000 for Dominica. 57 Caribbean vacation packages, all donated by hotels across the Caribbean region, were auctioned on CharityBuzz.com, an online charity auction platform with a global reach of more than $125,000 registered bidders in 109 countries. Acting president of the CHTA reported that the response from Caribbean hoteliers was humbling and heartwarming to see how one Caribbean can rely on each other in times of need. The Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association is a regional partnership of 32 national hotel associations. Executive Vice President of the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, Stephanie Astafan, responded in a release, quote, "We are grateful to the CHTA, our regional umbrella organization, for seeing the need in Dominica and extending the reach of this fundraising initiative to its regional network of hotel and tourism associations." Vacation stays were donated by at least 57 hotels from across the Caribbean as part of the Caribbean Hotels Unite for Dominica campaign. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
From abuse is every child's right. Everyone has a shared responsibility in protecting the child from abuse.
Mothers, believe your children when they say they've been abused, and follow through with child abuse cases when they've been reported.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome back. Dominican farmers are urged to practice de-leafing in the management of the Black Sigatoka disease. As part of the practical aspect of a 2-week CARDI workshop held in Black Sigatoka Management, participants were taken on a tour of the farm of Dallas Warrington, an exemplary farmer in Kerdisha. Warrington's success is as a result of strictly following the advice of the Ministry of Agriculture through his extension officer. His consistency in using an integrated approach in the management of Black Sigatoka disease, such as weeding, fertilizing, and de-leafing, continues to yield excellent results.
We cannot only depend on spraying, because generally we tend to believe that spraying is the only solution to managing Black Sigatoka disease, and that's not true. And this workshop basically is to give us foresight. It will help us understand that spraying and chemical control is just one part of managing the disease. We have to take factors like nutrition of the plant, proper fertilization, timely fertilization. We need to look at other cultural practices like our weed management, nematode management, organic matter within the soil, and also the leafing.
Linton indicated that abandoned fields continue to perpetuate the disease. Another challenge, he says, is the refusal of some farmers to de-leaf, as it is believed that more leaves mean better bunches. Linton says, however, farmers can yield better bunches with timely and proper fertilization.
What most farmers do not do is that they do not fertilize on time, and there is not sufficient nematode control. So, like I said, it's an integrated disease management, and without fertilization, without proper nematode control, the plant is going to be weak. But if you fertilize on time, then the plant will have sufficient leaves. And if you de-leaf after a certain period, there will be very little disease pressure, because we are not allowing the fungus to reproduce. Farmers need to understand that they must de-leaf. There must be no dead leaves, no dead trees hanging, no dead leaves. You must de-leaf.
In more news, the Government Housing Loans Board will soon make it easier for public officers to afford their own homes. Chairman of the board, Felix Thomas, confirmed that on Thursday that a reduced interest rate will soon be introduced.
We had raised some $33 million from a financial institution on lending to public officers within the establishment, and that this money is towards reducing interest rates from 7.25% to 5.5%. As we have always said, that we believe that interest rate is one of the greatest, high interest rates that is one of the greatest impediment in terms of affordable housing. And we realize that we would have to do something to ensure that we can allow public officers who are desirous of building houses for themselves and their families, to give them that opportunity to own their own homes. And if we were to do so, it means that we would have to give it to them at a rate that is affordable.
Thomas announced that over 25 applications for the construction of new homes have been approved by the board.
We are hoping by the first quarter of 2016 that we would spend well over $17 million in the construction of new homes.
He notes that without the unwavering support of the government, the board would not be able to meet their obligations.
I want to also thank the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, who in fact, early on before Tropical Storm Erica, gave us the no objection or the go-ahead to raise the necessary finances, the necessary funds that would allow the board, the Government Housing Loans Board, to do that. That is to grant funds to persons for new construction and also to reduce the interest rates. At the moment, we have well over 500 public officers who have loans with the Government Housing Loans Board, and we are hoping to see that number increase, significantly.
Thomas praised the success of the housing revolution, as he believes that housing is a necessity of life.
The Prime Minister, sometimes at the beginning of the housing revolution, granted $8 million to the Government Housing Loans Board to persons on the lower income bracket, and that money was being unlent at an interest rate of 4%. However, that program is very, very successful, and we had well over 72 homes being constructed. We are saying that housing is not a luxury, it is a prime necessity of life, and therefore it must be affordable. We are hoping that the other financial assistance, the other financial institutions will follow, and our step will cause some form of the domino effect, and we would see an island-wide or across the board, drop in interest rate that will allow persons in the private sector as well.
Coming up next, Creole Highlights with McPherson St. Luce.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole, au moins c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominica a bâti un pont en délice qui était bien dommagé par Coulton Erika. Parole cela sorti du Parlement, honorable Peter Saint-Jean.
Présentement, ministre communication, Public Works, ministre Public Works, quand bâti pont en Britica. Il y a un contrat à certaines compagnies et pour 5 semaines actuellement, 4 semaines, il y a travaillé en les ponts. Ou qu'a changé qui a dit que délivrer pont en 4 semaines. Mais moi toujours ça nous t'ai ni problème parce que Britica c'est pas un bon pont en place qui aisé à mettre un pont. Et aussi pendant il y a soleil en roseau en Kenfield, il y a l'eau remplie en Britica et ça va nous problème. Mais ministre Public Works j'ai avisé nous qu'il y a un contrat ça nous a créé en extension à yo bail 3 semaines encore pour finir travail là. À nous espoir qui en 3 semaines pour la que bâti et pep délice et Britica qui naviguer avec voiture.
La nouvelle ministère pour pitié et emprise, honorable Roselyne Paul, qui a fait parole qui l'occasion One Stop Shop qui ouvre la porte à eux en ville Roseau, comme bagaille développement pour Dominique. Ministre Paul fait parole ça pendant été de voyons l'adresse, où l'occasion l'a ouvert qu'à One Service produit local. Et de l'occasion là, c'est bonne nouvelle que Dominique qui a continué à manœuvrer et puis challenge qu'elle a cautionné par mauvais culture Erika. Le ministère a créé à ces gens qui a produit des bagages locaux pour prendre l'avantage opportunité qui est available. Honorable Paul aussi créé à ces membres association manufacturers pour chaîne unité à une manière de taper succès. Et aussi un commitment gouvernement pour succès entreprise locale en Dominique. La nouvelle des institutions en Dominique vient devant où l'on a assisté l'école des enfants Charlotte Nursery, l'école Gospel Light Guantans et puis Lifeline Ministries fait donation l'argent et puis d'autres bagailles pour l'école là pendant une présentation mercredi semaine là. Madame Glenda Bertrand, c'est maîtresse l'école Charlotte Nursery.
Nous tenions l'école Horde Portsmouth qui descend, venir nous des trois bagailles. Pour l'école nous te diversité pour Tropical Storm Erika, nous te abaglo, ça nous moi fait qui missiade, c'est maîtresse l'école Gospel Light Christian Union Academy yo vini jodi pour nous tibite ça il tenio au cadre belti cadeau cadio mene banu adida cadre là teni l'argent nous taper l'argent aussi au Lifeline Ministry ça c'est au ministry au organisation pour Sister Tina c'est executive director avait nous taper l'argent au lui avait cadeau avait l'argent au Gospel Light Christian Academy.
Bertrand dit un grand merci et puis qu'a aussi sollicité d'autres assistances pour l'institution là.
Je voulais dire merci au Tawi parce que si vous avez l'école là out avec vous l'école là actuellement c'est au différence parce que nous tenions au glow la boue wash tout bagage était dit dans l'école là avait monté ka les m'ont regardé là m'ont dit ma que ça ouvert quoi mais ma ouest avait dit ma ça fait moi commencer faire nous commencer nettoyer avait fait ça nous pour faire so moi ready dit merci pour tout le monde qui a ouais ça qui fait l'école là out avait voulu ba nous cadeau au cadeau yo ça fait ça moi dit merci pour ça nous taper et ça nous pour taper à quoi.
Et puis finalement on Dominicain qui était vivre l'autre pays ça au diaspora Flavia Polios qui venu devant assister monde qui affecté par culture Erika. Polios était bien formidable levé $13,000 qui séparé en voucher par monde tout en Dominique. Ces monde là aussi voucher à yo pendant une cérémonie bon matin là. Monsieur Félix Thomas assisté et puis cérémonie.
Ça où nous fait bon matin là c'est en madame Flavia Polios il était resté à pays l'Amérique et premièrement il était à Londres et aller pays l'Amérique avec ça il fait et lever et puis là ça qui a hodi $12,000 pour assister moun qui tape koyo dommagé tape kayo perdu avec tropical commerce tropical storm Erika. So ça il fait et taper moun qui à l'Amérique avait différentes places l'Amérique avait yo tout venir ensemble avait mettre ça là ça là. So jodi à ça où qui était fait là il était présenter ça qui est voucher pour un lot moun à hodi peut-être on sent avec 20 moun avec ces vouchers ça. So yo ça aller bon Astafan yo aller bon joli yo ça gagne ça yo vle avec ça il a dit qu'il est là ça là aller directement pour ces moun là qui affecté.
Pour lui aussi espoir que ces donations salam que aller en longue distance assister ces moun là.
So ça c'est un bon bagay il a fait avec quand il dit il peut que baisser tout problème yo avec il peut que provide pour tout ça yo besoin mais c'est un bagay yo qui apprécié avec il a quoi qui d'autres monde l'autre pays d'autres dominicains qui l'autre pays so pour mettre yo ensemble avec faire qualité bagay ça là pour aider monde parce que moun tape ko yo bien dommage avec assistance ça est bien nécessaire so moi les remercie pour effort il fait avec c'est ça Dominique qui ka ça diaspora là si yo ka fait ces bagay ça là ça c'est un bon bagay pour Dominique avec un bon bagay pour nous tout en Caraïbes là.
Merci mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle à pour à présent. Moi c'est McPherson. Au revoir.
Coming up next, more money saving tips for Christmas. During the Christmas season, expenses can quickly get out of hand. A simple tip to save money is to create a budget and stick to it. Sticking to your budget can help in reducing your Christmas shopping bill and make it affordable for you to invest in post-Christmas sales. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.